Everyone online who's seen Slanted seems to be fighting over it. The festival buzz and the marketing promised us this deep, blood-soaked body horror masterpiece similar to The Substance. But if you check Letterboxd or IMDb right now, half the internet is complaining that it's just a surface-level high school drama like it's a Mean Girls ripoff or Degrassi or something. So, what's the actual truth? Is this an incredible body horror hidden gem, or did a crazy concept just bait and switch us with the cringiest teen movie of the year? Let's talk about it. Short answer, it's a bit of both, but definitely not a masterpiece. But let me explain by first talking about the premise, which is actually pretty good. The story follows Joan, a Chinese-American high schooler who moved to the US as a kid. When she first gets here, she's completely in awe of American culture. I mean, we got Mickey D's, we got Walmart. Yeah, that's about it. The movie opens with her driving past the most aggressively stereotypical American stores imaginable. We're talking Yeehaw Boots, Freedom Beans, and Stripes Jr., while the radio host is rambling about Super Bowl snacks. I don't know where the hell this movie takes place, but I've explored the East Coast up and down, small towns, big cities, and it sure as hell isn't here. I don't know, maybe this is Nashville. Joan has no idea what to do during the school pledge, and immediately has to deal with casual racism from her classmates. Which, can we talk about the pledge real quick? It's been ingrained in us since kids to stand up and say the pledge with our hand over our heart, like we're trying to prevent the Temple of Doom guy from breaking into the classroom. I get it's about patriotism and shit, but when you think about it, it's really weird. I don't know. For those of you not in the US, what do you think? I'm curious about your perspective on that. Anyways, flash forward to Joan's teenage years, and that awe turns into absolute, desperate pressure to fit in. And the movie turns into an episode of Degrassi. She wants to be prom queen so bad, which leads to the first big red flag. Why are there literal floor-to-ceiling pictures of previous prom kings and queens lining the school hallways? Like, what kind of school is this? Is this a cult? Is this Hogwarts? At my high school, nobody gave a shit about it after prom. To make things worse, her dad gets injured and can't work, so she has to take over his house cleaning duties. And by house cleaning duties, I mean cleaning houses for rich white people. Feeling totally invisible and like a misfit, Joan decides to dye her hair blonde because she thinks it'll help her win prom queen. And suddenly, the school's annoying, popular influencer, Olivia, wants to hang out with her. Don't even get me started on Olivia. Olivia is beyond extra and beyond annoying. She's constantly live streaming with a ring light attached to her phone, acting completely fake. And I'm going to say it right here, she is by far the cringiest character of 2026, and I hope that no other movie comes along and proves me wrong. But literally everything in this movie is exaggerated to the extreme. There's a weird scene where Olivia and her friends walk around sunburnt with the words "feel the burn" left in their skin and post it on social media like it's 2016 and they really, really, really like Bernie Sanders. Oh, and of course, it's a race thing. Only the white kids can do it. Bernie would not approve. And the comments they make, they literally tell Joan, "I can see your black roots. Ew." Like, what the fuck? Who says that? Plus, they vandalize her prom posters because she cleans houses for a job. Like, what the fuck? People have to work. There's no shame in that whatsoever. Just wait and see how far daddy's money takes you when you're 22, just graduated college, and can't even get an entry-level job because you don't even have a resume to hand in. Although, you could really just put anything on there. It's all reviewed by AI. You just have to make sure it's compatible with that AI system, and you'll get the job. You'll get it. If only it were that easy. Desperate to escape and to be a basic white blonde girl, Joan responds to a mysterious message from a company called Starbucks, and then she applies to work there as a barista. Oh, my mistake. She responds to a mysterious message from a company called Ethnos. They offer a permanent experimental surgery that allows people of color to visibly change their race. In this movie, this is what America has come to. So, it's going to be a horror movie now, right? When Joan gets to the clinic, the movie shifts into a fascinating dystopian thriller. The place is sleek, modern, and covered in corporate plants, very Black Mirror looking. The founder, who admits he underwent the process himself, is oddly funny. He literally lip syncs along with his own promotional video while telling Joan, if you can't beat them, be them. It's incredibly messed up. The movie is basically arguing that the only way to get true equality in this society is by completely erasing your own heritage and race. It's basically Nazi eugenic beliefs. But it works for a provocative dystopian thriller. But is it horror? The surgery sequence is where we get our first real taste of body horror. Oh boy. The machine aggressively extracts her hair for a transplant. There's blood, and it just looks like this may not have been a good idea. But when it's over, Joan is white, and the doctor casually sends her off with the most out-of-touch, stereotypical lifestyle advice I've ever heard. He literally tells her, go see a Michael Bublé concert. That experience as a white person will change your life. Michael Bublé. Michael fucking Bublé. I don't know about all that. When she gets home, her parents think she's an intruder and she has to prove she's their daughter. They are pissed. And honestly, it makes total sense. I would be too. Different cultures and identities are what make America special, and they're something that should be celebrated. Chinese culture is interesting too, and I feel like this world would be pretty boring if everyone was white. Plus, the food would absolutely suck. So, Joan goes back to school pretending to be a new student from California named Joe Hunt. Real smooth, Joan. Nobody will ever trace that back to you. She immediately gets more attention and sits with the popular white kids at the popular white kids table, and this school is literally all white people except for Joan and her friend. Maybe this is Lincoln, Nebraska. Yeah, probably, yeah. And another bizarrely funny detail, they all pull out their lunches, and it's just identical bowls of plain lettuce. They just pour dressing on a bowl of lettuce and call it a day. Oh, what is going on here? Okay, I get it. This is California, right? Wait, no, Joe said that she moved there from California. Well, I give up. Is it a horror movie yet? Not exactly. The tension doesn't come from anything scary. It comes from the crushing weight of Joan's lies while trying to fit in. She decides to throw a massive party at a rich client she's cleaning for's house while they're out of town in Peru, and things start going downhill fast. First, her skin starts peeling, but barely, and it's not gory or shocking whatsoever. But it's just a side effect, and the fix is just put some cream on it. And when her face starts to droop, just tape it. A medical office told her to tape her face. What is this? A Med Express? Oh, and apparently becoming a massive bitch is also one of the side effects. Oh, and at one point there is randomly a surreal musical dream sequence with a song called It's Good to Be White. And what the hell was that? I was in actual hell. It honestly made me not want to be white. It was the cringiest thing in the world. They're gonna have to start offering an inverse of this procedure if they keep showing that shit. Actually, that might be a good business model. Just, when they show up for the procedure, just show them that. And then they're like, okay, I want to go back now. And it's still not a horror movie until it's prom. And You just know everything is going to go wrong because you've probably seen Carrie before, and you know that on IMDb this is listed as a horror movie. So, oh boy, what are we in for? Well, we basically just get some pretty minor body horror and no gore for like a couple minutes. So, I guess it's a horror movie. I don't know. It has elements, but I still felt a little scammed. Oh, and there's an ending I really didn't see coming that felt kind of Get Out-esque, so that was pretty cool. And right before the credits roll, we get an actual body horror sequence with a little bit of gore. The moment we've spent over 90 minutes waiting for. We've literally just watched like 3 episodes of Degrassi. If you're watching this expecting the substance, don't bother. Watch that instead, or any David Cronenberg movie. I don't know, Possessor was pretty cool. Came out a couple years ago. I like that one. I'm giving Slanted a 3.5 out of 5. Slanted is in fact the least body horror movie I've ever seen, and the least horror movie I've ever seen. It definitely could have been better, and it runs a bit too close to a dystopian Disney Channel movie at times, but it's still an enjoyable, incredibly bleak watch. The acting is great, and the concept is pretty original. My favorite characters were easily Joan's parents and her best friend. They were realistic and the only people in this movie not completely delusional. Her parents get the best message across too. Being proud of your own heritage and embracing who you are. They came to America to become their own version of American, not some corporate image. It's a be yourself message, which has been done a lot, I know, but I liked it here. As a white man born in America, I obviously can't fully relate to everything going on in this movie, but I do recognize the racial inequality that has always existed here. This movie has some heavy themes, even if it handles them on a pretty surface level, but I'd imagine your life experiences may shape your thoughts about this movie a little bit, although I don't really know how well they handled a lot of what they did. And really, I'm not even entirely sure this should be classified as a horror movie. Drop a comment below and let me know if you think this actually counts as a horror movie or if it was really just one big bait and switch. And also, let me know what you thought about this movie because it seems to be pretty divisive. People love it, people hate it, people just kind of like it. I don't know. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more obscure horror reviews. Old ones, new ones, weird ones, I don't know, whatever we feel like doing. I take suggestions too. So just drop something in the suggestions box and I'll get to it. And I'll see you in the next nightmare.